What's going on, everybody? Got my headphones on, but I am flying solo tonight, so I'm going to be trying to run everything. So if you see me just fiddling around, anyway, that's what we got going on. But the apocalypse, guys, I hope y'all are ready for it because that's what we are talking about tonight. And I hope that everybody can hear me. I'm waiting for people to come into the chat. And while I wait on that, let me go ahead and bring Jeff in here since I don't have Ben to my right to talk to me. But, oh, there they come. What's up, Monica? What's up, Logan? What up, Porky, Because, Big Todd, and Jenny? Got people flowing in here, Jeff. What's up, everybody? What up, Butch? Boom. What's going on, Jeff?
Well, hey, I'm checking the chat as well. Just to make sure that we are going live, and we are. Hey, I'm glad to be here today, and the subject is not a light subject. You know, I was born and raised as a Christian, and like the apocalypse was something serious at home. You won't mess about this, right? It was very important. So, you know, like apocalypse can take different forms, whether you're believing God or you believe in whatever. This is something that can happen. Eventually, mankind will disappear from the earth. So when is it going to be? What is it going to be about? We don't know. But I think it's an amazing subject, and I hopefully will have a lot of people engaging and telling us what they think about it and what's in their mind. Matt, I know that you have been hunting lately. How did it go?
Man, it was actually pretty good. I was more of the guide, I guess you could say, this weekend. But I took Ben and then the other guy, that was Christian, that was the guest last week, and he ended up killing a deer right at dark. And we get up to it, it ended up being a spike. So, but anyway, we cut him up, and I ate deer meat this afternoon for supper, and I ate it yesterday for supper, and I'll probably eat it in the morning for breakfast. So, if the apocalypse does happen, then I hope that it's not like a super volcano or tsunami, something where I can still go hunting because I think I got it down pat. But, that was only 3 days and I was ready to come home. I was like, golly, I need a shower. I need this. So, man, I don't know. But it was a fun weekend, man. What did you get into?
Well, this weekend I went for a hike in a national park here, and we just went for a couple hours, so nothing too dangerous or too long or whatever. I still had my little pouch, just in case, but I think it was just more for me being certain than anything else. So we just we sweat a bit, just climb a bit, and had a lot of fun in there. Made a little. It's snow here, like it's snow everywhere, and it was relatively cold, not too cold. So we actually managed to have fun and not freeze our butt off, which is already something good. This week has been a lot of work. We've a new launch coming soon, and it's so exciting what's happening with inside the company. And Thursday is the day where we have a chance to just chat with everybody, and that's so awesome. Yeah, and knowing that you've killed a deer and you're eating deer, I'm a bit jealous. This is something. Yeah, look at you.
Well, I need to come up there to Canada because I want to go hunting. I want to go. Do you have elk up there? And bear. I want to just go. I want to go bear hunting. I want to go elk hunting. I just want to knock them all out. Heck, I've never even been to Canada, man. I'm gonna come up there and stay a few weeks with you, and we're gonna go out.
You should, man. You're welcome. And I had a colleague, she was bear hunting with a bow, like fearless,
Yeah.
You don't, this is pretty fearless. Yeah, but this is how we are in Canada.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Oh, by the way, guys, let me go ahead and show you this again. I'm flying solo tonight. Don't have Ben running everything, but I've got it down. At least I think I do. So, guys, if y'all want to stick around after the show, what am I talking about? At the end of the show, we're going to be doing a giveaway on this 11-piece Molly attachment kit. This thing is stacked, and I'll go over some of this stuff, later on in the show. But this will be the giveaway that we're going to be doing. So make sure that you stick around for that. And everybody in the chats, before we even get started, what do you think or if there was an apocalypse right now, what do you think the most likely apocalypse or apocalyptic event would be? Whether it's a super volcano, a virus, y'all let me know in the chat, whatever y'all think it is. And then, Jeff, you're going to tell me your number one, and I'll tell you my number one. And I actually have a triple screen right here, and I'm scared to click on it, but I think I got the chats rolling, man. Let's see. No, I don't. I don't have it rolling. Golly. Oh, there they come. All it says is the chats are ready to display. I don't know, man. Maybe they'll come through in just a second. But, man, go ahead and start us off, dude. I know you've been working today on one, and I don't want to give it away, but what's your number? Or, I tell you what, you just tell me what you got.
Yeah, so I have a list of things, but like just before we go into the really bad things, if you just put yourself in the shoes of someone who's living the local apocalypse, it's not the end of the world. Mankind is surviving, but around you, things are collapsing. Earthquake, you mentioned a tsunami. All these things like a major fire forest, like what people have went through in California this summer. This is actually apocalypse when you go through this, but eventually things go back to normal and you survive. Now, if we're talking about, massive major event, I want to start maybe not with the number one thing, but something I wanted to talk about is, the idea that, what is it? The idea that the magnetic field of the Earth can invert.
What is that? Yeah, geomagnetical, or I know exactly.
Geomagnetic, inversion.
Where the poles get so weak that they flip.
Yeah, but it's just a magnetic field. It's not the Earth flipping.
Right.
It's just
I guess when I do this,
the north goes to south and the south goes to north. So you will not feel it. But some people say that, but there's some sort of proof that it happened in the past and multiple times, and not like 100 years ago. We're talking about thousands or 10,000, 100,000, million years ago, according to the scientists researching that. And the fear there is they don't know what happened when the poles are inverting. Is the magnetic field just collapsing for like few days, few years, whatever time? And if it happens, then all the electromagnetic radiation from the sun, and the gamma rays, the alpha particles, all that, the beta particles, they just hit the Earth nonstop. That would be super dangerous. So we're lucky enough that this Earth is protected with a magnetic field that is like actually a force field that repulses all these radiation. Yeah, so I don't know how likely this is to happen, and nobody can tell really. But maybe it happens and nobody actually know until you put your compass out and say, "Oh, my compass is not working." Nobody will notice. So I don't think the jury's out on how dangerous this is. But I mean, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, The Day After Tomorrow. I don't know if you saw that movie. Didn't that have to do with that? And I think with it protecting us, from the radiation. I mean, people might start getting cancer or certain things like that. But as far as all the tornadoes and the big tsunami, the volcanoes blowing up, I don't know if there's any research to back that part of it up.
No, there's no research to back that part up. Yeah.
And let's see what they say. Blade Runner says the Civil War, never-ending story about nothing, no power, electricity. Butch is saying the super volcano in Yellowstone. Yep, I'm going to touch on that one too. Logan says zombies, which, hey, when we think about zombies, I got something on that one. The biggest distance between people is misunderstandings. Yeah. Maybe. What's up, JJ Hart? But yeah, man, I think, and before we get into, I guess realistic ones, but this one could be a realistic, the robots. Technology gets so advanced that, robots take over. Did you hear about the thing on Facebook? And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm totally just, this isn't verbatim what it was, but it was something with Facebook, and they created this language, and then the robots were like, oh, wait a minute, they can understand us, so they started speaking, like, their own little language, and then they're like, whoa, and they unplugged it. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't.
Anyway, I don't know how accurate it is, because I heard it from something else, but if anybody in the chat's heard about that, y'all let me know. But it was basically, in a nutshell, it was these robots they created, and then they were like, oh, the humans can understand this. Let's speak in this language, and they started talking back and forth to each other, and they're like, oh crap. So boom, but robots taking over the world. Technology gets so advanced to where, because they're going to be constantly learning. Boom, boom, boom. It's
Yeah.
going to be so fast, and then they're going to go, wait a minute, why do we need y'all? And then boom,
Yeah.
Ex Machina. It's a robot movie. It'll freak you out, man. It'll freak you out. But robots, especially the what is it? The Google robots. I know you've seen those, right? Where
Yeah.
they can jump up and they can, man. You put a machine gun on that and give it night vision. That thing will it'll hunt
No.
you down and kill you. I mean, you don't have a
Yeah.
chance.
That's a good point. I think with robot though, so the issue with robot and artificial intelligence is that they can do a lot of quick inferences, and they can go through databases, do recognition, but just basic logic, not basic logic, but common sense. Yeah, common sense is not possible yet. It like the common sense of maybe a kid of 2 years old is already too advanced for AI so far. So we don't know how fast it can advance, but we can think that this will go. Like what I like about robots is they don't have a way to eat. They need electricity. And as long as we control the electricity, we can always pull the plug out. So far, like I think we could control the robots. Hopefully, nobody will put machine guns on them like that and just
I
try
know.
to take advantage of it and just take over. But I mean, you that would be pretty terrible. But
Yeah.
man, maybe in the future, I don't see it in the next 10, 20 years as
No.
being a problem. But who knows?
Yeah, and whenever you think about war, especially World War II and even the Civil War, we're getting, back from when you would fight with swords, right? And then we had guns, or we had bow and arrows, right? And then we had
Yeah,
guns. And then, you keep going with technology, so eventually it's just going to be our robots fighting their robots. And, we're
yeah,
behind it. And then eventually there won't be us behind it. They'll figure out some way to keep the power running to where it's always generating. I don't know. It's just fun to think
yeah.
about, but it's also scary to think about it.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Especially when
yeah,
you see those robots, man. Like I was just thinking, you put a track on that to where it doesn't get stuck in the mud. It's got a gun on it. It's got night
yeah,
vision. That thing will hunt you down and get you. There's no stopping it.
yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, they can see a lot of things that we can't see. They can see
Right.
electromagnetic waves. They can hear. Can have super good sound detector, infrared vision, the whole 9 yards. So you can imagine, like, and already these technologies are used by the military. Of course, it's just a matter of automating the on land things. We have their drones that we know of, like
Mm-hmm.
of course. So yeah, that's scary. But like if I go back to maybe something that is I've been has been talked about a little more, I want to talk about, like, I don't remember who said it, but someone mentioned it in the chat. EMPs. Have you heard of EMPs?
The electric magnetic pulse, or
Pulse. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. That's it. Electromagnetic pulse.
uh huh,
So basically, in 1962, when there was a nuclear a bomb that America just launched in the air just for testing purposes. That was 1,400 miles away from Hawaii, but it shut part of Hawaii down. Just not because of the bomb itself, but because of the magnetic waves that was emitted from the explosion. So then they realized that, oh, this is something. And since then, a lot of research, a lot of people have been thinking about this type of things. And what is it? Like, it's basically, imagine there's not even like an explosion there. You just get like this magnetic pulse. And what it is, it's just like a super strong wave that us human won't feel at all, but robots or any electronics, or especially transformers on the grid
yeah,
that are responsible for changing the tension of the electricity coming from the factory, but the source of electricity to your home. These might just blow, and if it happens, you can imagine that the grid will just go down. And how does it work? It like one of the way they can do it right now. Nobody has actually done it this way, but it's technology is allowing that. You launch a missile, and when it reaches about 300 miles, 200 to 300 miles in the air, just blow the nuclear you start the nuclear explosion,
Yeah.
and the blast will not affect the ground that much, but the electromagnetic pulse that will come from it will just affect everything under it. So the question is, how bad can it be, and how deep, and how much damage can be done? And we don't know about it, but I'm sure simulations and like military and government agency know a lot more about it. But it's something to be scared about because the technology exists. And some people think that Russia and other countries that have long range missiles are capable of launching these missiles. So, but and even the scary part is even if you have counter measures with counter missiles that just blow them,
Hmm.
like the blast can actually start the pulse, right? So they can add some technology there. So it's a bit scary, to be honest. Now I would be personally more scared of all the excuse me the word, the shit that will come down after this thing blows, because like all the radiation, all the beta rays, alpha rays, all that thing will just be everywhere, maybe in the dust and everything.
Right. Yeah.
So I think this is even more worrisome. But anyway, EMPs can also come from the sun. So if you have a solar flare that is super powerful, you can shut down part of the grid. It's happened in New York, I think a few years ago. But if it happens, man, it can be just like a super blast on the grid. And even if it happens locally, because the grid is so connected, then you can have a spread. Like this problem can spread, and you have like surges here and there that can just increase the damage. So yeah, it's a bit scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. The and whenever you're talking about the solar flares and coming in, the CMPs and the God, what is it? With the I think it's the CMP. It's also the flares and how they're destroying the top of the ozone layer. How there's holes in it now. Man, I used to follow this YouTube channel when you would see these little spots in the sun and coral mass injection CMEs or something like that. I'm trying to remember from like 2012 when I got big into it. But yeah, you know what another one could be, and this one, a lot of people think whenever you think of zombies, you think that it's going to be fun and it's going to be this and that. But forget about like the zombies, like the Walking Dead zombies. Have you ever seen a movie 28 Days Later with the
No, I haven't.
zombies, or World War Z, where the zombies are
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
running?
yeah,
They
yeah.
get rage in it. Well, rage was in the monkeys, and they were testing this virus. Where the monkeys got out, and it caused this whole epidemic. Anyway, it's a really good movie. Then they had a sequel 28 weeks later. But man, it's that's something, because the zombies, they don't ever get tired. They just haul ass. They just and they're just running, and they don't stop running anyway. That right there is 1,000 times more terrifying than like the Walking Dead zombies that are
Yeah.
like just walk in and they're like, oh, these other ones. I mean, they're going. So
So
maybe like a
so with
virus or something.
you zombies, what I find very laughable, especially the Walking Dead one, is if it happened for real,
Hmm.
that would be like super discovery, not just because of the virus, but rather because it's as if they have infinite energy. You could put them in a mill, they would with a hand, and they would just walk around and just crank electricity or whatever you
Yeah.
want them to do, never stopping, which makes the whole thing a bit impossible, but it's fun anyway. But coming back to your zombie thing, like
Hmm.
something that is actually very a lot more likely is a pandemic,
Right.
super virus that is resistance to
Like Ebola.
antibiotics, and that can spread quickly like a super flu virus.
Hmm.
We had like H1N1 like a few years ago, but this was not too infectious, so that make it not too bad. But I mean, you can think of a super virus that or super bacteria, and we have more super bacteria coming out just because of the way antibiotics are being used, like very light, like very like as if it was a normal drug. But
Hmm.
this brings a lot of resistance,
Right. The
and
antibodies. Yeah.
resistance. means that the antibiotics are not working anymore against these bacteria. And to be honest, the research in virology and bacteriology is not progressing that quick. So I think there's a lot of danger on that front, and the authorities around the world are very attentive to this. So you could potentially, so coming back to the zombie, you can imagine like a virus that would wipe like 70% of the planet in no time. What would it mean? It's scary. Even though you don't have zombie running after you, like the planet would just be totally destroyed and disturbed. That would be scary. And this happened in the past, like I think in this 1500 or 1600 or 15 and 16th century, uh, like pandemic killed half the population in Europe. It's not a little thing,
Right.
right?
Do you remember Ebola? Was that 2014?
Oh yeah,
Ebola got out and it was spreading pretty daggum quick. And I know that people were freaking out over here. And that's when I was right around, I got big into like the prepping and things back in 2014, I think and then I kind of was like, I still got to go to work tomorrow. I got to just start focusing, on other stuff. But the Ebola thing was there, and
yeah,
the respirators, you have to have a certain type of respirator because that virus is so small that it'll go through there. And of
yeah.
course, I don't have to explain Ebola to anybody. But just a fun fact that I just want to tell you, if you had to, I'm fixing to debunk another zombie thing, kind of like you did. But if you had to guess what zombies eat, I mean, what would you say? Like, what does a zombie eat? Like, what does everybody say that zombies eat? Do you know?
That's a good question.
Well, brains. So they would say zombies eat brains, right? Well, if zombies ate brains, how do you kill a zombie? You have to smash its head, right? You have to knock
Yeah,
their heads off, destroy their brain. Well, if zombies ate brains, wouldn't they be eating their own life source?
yeah.
So
Doesn't make sense.
yeah, it doesn't make sense. So and then somebody else was saying that our animals going to become zombies during the zombie apocalypse, and like squirrels and stuff. And I was just thinking, go outside and try to catch a squirrel right now. Just go try to catch one and bite it. Just like you're a zombie and you go eat it. No, you're not gonna be able to do it. So I don't. Anyway, we'll do a whole zombie show because I love talking about that stuff. But yeah, man, Ebola, things like that, like a mass virus. I know, who did I just see on there? It might have already passed. I think it was John was saying that a military virus uses a form of warfare gone wrong.
Whoa.
Whenever you're talking about radiation, you remember they were
Yeah.
telling people during the nuclear bomb test to run towards the blast? And so they were just soaking up all this radiation. Oh, man. But, so what's, let me see how long have we been going, man? I normally have Ben here doing this for me.
It's been 23 minutes.
23? All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
guys,
like,
again, guys, if you want to stick around, we're going to be doing a giveaway here in just a minute. I got a trivia question for you, a little apocalyptic trivia question. But it is the 11-piece Molly set. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. Go ahead.
no, it is all right. It's I just want to say that I'd like to know what people think. Like, what are they afraid? Some people like chat in the beginning, but other people join. What are you afraid of? What is the thing? What is the scenario that is the most likely to disrupt America? Is the most likely to disrupt our society? Potentially even kill mankind. Like, just write the comments there. Just tell us, because we've put a list together, like in the show notes. But there's so many things, and like you mentioned, tsunami, fires, earthquake. Oh, massive volcanoes. We wanted to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Massive eruption. What's your take on massive eruption and volcanoes?
Man, okay. The massive eruption, because I got another one too that we totally just looked over. But we'll try to make this quick, guys. And then go ahead and jump into that thing. But Yellowstone right here in the United States, if that blows up, it's going to blow. I mean, there's a graph where it's going to basically take the Mississippi River and it would basically split the United States right in half. And, all these states will be gone. But what it would do is it's going to blow up, cause all this ash. It's going to block the sun off. So then it's going to start getting cold after a few days. All this ash is, dude, it's, but, was it last year? They evacuated, like, the road down there because the road was so hot that it started melting the road. But, man, if that thing ever blows up, the super volcano, I think there's another one in Hawaii under the water, right? I'm trying to remember where all the super volcanoes are.
Yeah,
But I know about Yellowstone.
Yeah.
What's your take?
Well, like a lot of people attribute the volcano or maybe an asteroid collapse with the Earth as being a cause for the dispersion of a lot of species, including dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean it happened in the past, like big, massive event like that. Now, how likely is it to happen tomorrow, in a year, in 100 years, 200 years? I don't think nobody knows exactly, but yeah, we've got to. I don't know how you prepare for that, but I mean,
No.
that would be pretty damaging. Like a lot of, you could think of a new ice age and all that thing. So yeah.
Oh yeah, it would. I mean, that would be the end of the country, because just everything would just be chaos. But you know what I forgot to mention, and what the most obvious one is. Well, I won't say it's the most obvious, but an asteroid hitting the Earth. But there was a picture, and man, I ought to try to find it, but it shows Los Angeles, and then it shows this big rock behind the whole city. And it's like, this is the massive asteroid. Well, when it hits the ocean, it's going to be going so fast that it'll actually hit the bottom of the ocean. All the water will evaporate because it's so hot and so big. It's just going to blow the Earth back up into the sky. And it's going to cause, of course, earthquakes will cause tsunamis. But an asteroid will cause super tsunamis or mega tsunamis, or whatever they're called. And then, boom, I think if that happens, it's probably going to block out the sun. And I think that could be an entire global wipeout with everything. And, of course, who knows? But it's definitely fun to talk about. But,
we might have to send Bruce Willis to go dig a hole and explode the asteroids.
That's it. We'll get him.
Like in the movie.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, just so we don't run over time, Jeff, man, I can sit here and talk about apocalyptic stuff all day. Zombies, you name it, man. But let's go ahead. Let's get into this little giveaway right here. So, guys, right here, we've got the 11-piece Atomic Bear Molly attachment kit. And, Jeff, you actually have a bag that you have clipped this thing on, right? And you've clipped some stuff?
Yeah.
Basically,
that will remind you something. You remember this? This is a little oven like the tin can that I'm using.
Oh, yeah.
So this weekend when I went for my hike, I had this on me. It makes some noise, so any animals would hear me far away. And at the same time, I just used it to boil some water and have a nice hot chocolate with that. But I mean, this is just a clip that you can put in your Molly bag or in your belt. And this is one piece of the whole thing. Yeah. So this also this thing here, just to show you, like I put another picture. Like this isn't a thing in elastic. You can just undo it and put it back in, and you can actually add a lot of stuff to your onto your bag, and it helps to add a modular Molly kit or things. There's snap that can use to add additional Molly gear on your backpack. So it's pretty universal. It's pretty useful, and a nice thing to have. Yeah.
Yeah, and like he was saying, for your keys, your backpack. I mean, look at all this stuff, guys. So hook all this stuff up, and I should have taken this thing with me this weekend. Put that on your belt. You don't even have to have a bag, and it comes with a little keychain thing right here. But this thing, even if you had a few straps, you're going to be able to attach so many things to your actual bag. And I actually have a video, and do we want to go ahead and show it? I know we're right at 29 minutes. Do you want me to show it?
Let's do the trivia question, and then, or should we show the video first? What do you think?
I tell you what, that's a good idea. While I'm trying to pick the winner, because I don't have Ben here, let's go ahead. I'm going to play the trivia question. All right, so here's how we're going to do it, guys. I'm going to show you a movie clip. The first one that guesses it right in the chats will go home with this 11-piece Molly kit right here. And this thing is actually pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and play the clip. And then while I'm picking a winner, I'm going to show y'all a video that might explain this thing a little bit better. So here we go, if I can find it. And
what it is.
I get it. I see what you're up to. It's your old plan, isn't it?
What plan?
Your plan.
I don't know what you're talking about. What plan?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We were in the day room watching television, and you were all upset about the desecration of the planet, which I understand. But then you said to me, wouldn't it be great if there was a germ or a virus that would wipe out all of mankind, like the animals and the trees? That was
No,
so
you're just trying to
funny,
confuse
man.
me
You were so
now.
funny. And I told you my father was this famous virologist, and you said, hey, he can make a germ, and we can steal it. Right? Go. Right. You were so funny.
The thing mutates. We live underground.
boom. So, guys, if y'all know what movie that is from, leave it in the comments. And while I find us a winner, Jeff, I'm going to go ahead and play them this video clip. Boom. There you have it, guys. And we have got a winner. So, who do y'all think it's going to be? But right here, if I can pull my screen up. Boom. We have got a winner, and it is, let me find it. Victoria Tolson. Bam. 12 monkeys. And then it took a while, and we didn't have any. We had a little headhunter come through, but Doug got it. And then Dale, right there with the 28 weeks later. And then Monica with 7 monkeys. But congratulations, Victoria. You got this thing headed your way. And boom. Look at this. I'm running it like a pro tonight, Jeff. I don't know. It's just part of it, dude. But congratulations, Victoria. And Jeff, you want to tell her what she needs to do?
Yeah, just email us at show@theatomicbear.com. Show, SHOOW, at theatomicbear.com. and just tell us your shipping address and your phone for shipping purposes, and we'll ship it ASAP to you.
Yep.
Congrats! That's a great kit. I am sure you'll love it, and let me know if you like it, and like any comments will be very welcome.
Yeah, and last week or the week before last, what was last week? No, it was the week before last. We sent that knife out. Old Blackwoods sent us a thing, and then I just got a message a little while ago, and old buddy received his flashlight from last week. The FBI agent or whatever it was. So, man, it's this is a little fun thing that we can add at the end of the show to kind of keep people engaged. And guys, if you like the apocalyptic talk or zombie talk, end of the world stuff, even though it was just kind of playful, we don't try to jump on here and act like we know what we're talking about by all means, when it comes to that kind of stuff. But, it changes pace. It has to do with survival. But, man, I tell you what, dude, I'm glad you had a good week. We're running a little bit over on time, but you got anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, I just want to say there's a book, if you are interested in prepping. It's called The Ultimate Prepper's Survival Handbook. Mm-hmm. This will cover almost everything, not in super depth, but this is a book that has 100 pages. You don't have to read 100 pages, but if you just go to the subject that interests you. But this is an awesome book. Mistakes avoided, shelter, water, bug out bag, being injured, so on and so forth. So that's a cool little book that we put together, and we want to give you this book for free. Just head to theatomicbear.com/guide right below. Yeah, exactly. And you'll get it. It's free. Have fun and have a good read.
Cool. Well, there you have it, guys. And Jeff, appreciate it, man. And we'll have to pick up on this one in a future episode. And thanks everybody for watching. Congratulations again, Victoria, Logan. Be easy, man. Poor K because. Okay, I can't read some of these. I'm scared to read some of these names out loud just in case they get me. What up, Enoch? But thanks for watching, everybody. The Atomic Bear Show, and we will see you next Thursday, same time, same place. Y'all have a good one, guys. We'll see you then.